Imagine waking up every morning feeling a wave of stress before your feet even hit the floor. That's how Martha, my 68-year-old neighbor, described living in her cluttered bedroom for years. It was like the piles were watching me, judging me, she confessed over coffee last week. Her story isn't unusual. Studies show that seniors living with clutter experience 30% higher cortisol levels, directly impacting sleep quality, heart health, and even cognitive function. Does your bedroom feel more like a storage unit than a sanctuary? Do you find yourself avoiding certain corners of your room because the mess feels too overwhelming to tackle? You're not alone. According to recent surveys, over 65% of adults over 60 report feeling paralyzed by the accumulated possessions of a lifetime. But here's the good news. Martha transformed her bedroom in just one weekend, using a system specifically designed for seniors. No climbing, heavy lifting, or endless hours of sorting required, and the results were immediate. I sleep better, I think better, I even breathe better, she told me with tears in her eyes. Today I'm sharing 11 decluttering tips that have helped hundreds of seniors reclaim their bedrooms and their peace of mind. Stay until the end, because the last tip is something you won't find in any organizing book. It's a game changer that makes the difference between temporary tidiness and lasting transformation. Are you ready to fall in love with your bedroom again? Tip number 1, the 10-minute miracle. Have you ever stared at your cluttered bedroom and felt completely overwhelmed? That's exactly what happened to James, a 74-year-old retired teacher who hadn't seen the top of his dresser in years. I kept thinking I needed a whole day to tackle it, so I never started, he admitted. The problem isn't the clutter itself, it's how our brains perceive large tasks. Neurologists have discovered that our aging brains can become easily overwhelmed when facing what seems like an endless project. This triggers our stress response, making us avoid the task altogether. Here's a simple solution: set a timer for just 10 minutes. That's it. When James tried this approach, he cleared his nightstand completely in 8 minutes. It wasn't as bad as I thought, he laughed. And once I saw that clean surface, I actually wanted to do more. The science behind this works because our brains release dopamine, that feel-good chemical, when we complete even small tasks. Plus, research shows that people over 60 actually excel at focused, short bursts of activity rather than marathon cleaning sessions. Start today with one small area, a bedside table, the top of your dresser, or even just that chair where clothes mysteriously pile up. 10 minutes, that's all you need. And remember to celebrate that small victory. Have you ever felt too overwhelmed to start decluttering? Type timer in the comments if you're going to try the 10-minute miracle approach this week. If you are still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment tip number 1 below to let me know you are here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Tip number 2, the 4-box method. Eleanor, a sweet 82-year-old widow, called me in tears last month. I want to downsize, but every item holds a memory. How do I let go? Her bedroom had become a museum of her life. Beautiful, but impossible to navigate safely. This emotional attachment to belongings is completely natural. Psychologists explain that as we age, our possessions become physical anchors to our memories and identity. In fact, brain scans show that the same areas that process emotional connections to people can activate when we consider parting with meaningful items. Enter the 4-box method, specially adapted for seniors. Get 4 containers. They don't have to be actual boxes. Bags work fine too. Label them: keep, give away, decide later, and the magic happens with the decide later box, which gives you permission to postpone difficult decisions without halting your progress. Eleanor started with just her bedside table drawers. Items she used daily went into keep. Old magazines went to trash. The 5 watches her late husband had given her, those went into decide later, allowing her to continue without emotional distress. The key is to move quickly, spending no more than 30 seconds on each item. When Eleanor finished her bedroom, she stored the decide later box in her closet, with a date to revisit it in 3 months. By then, I wasn't as attached to most things, she told me, and the items I still couldn't part with, I displayed properly instead of keeping them in drawers. Has emotional attachment to belongings made decluttering difficult for you? Share by typing memories in the comments. And let's talk about how we can honor our past while creating a more peaceful present. Tip number 3, the upward spiral. Robert, a 70-year-old former pilot, had a beautiful bedroom with one major problem. Everything lived on the floor. My back isn't what it used to be, he explained. Once something falls, it stays there. His bedroom had become a navigation challenge, with narrow pathways between piles. This situation creates a serious safety hazard. According to fall prevention specialists, seniors who live with floor clutter are nearly 3 times more likely to experience a fall requiring medical attention. Even more concerning, the energy spent navigating around obstacles can lead to fatigue and frustration. I taught Robert the upward spiral technique, and it transformed his space. Start at the doorway and work in a spiral pattern around your room, focusing only on items touching the floor. Don't worry about drawers or surfaces yet. Just create a safe walking path. Use a grabber tool. You can find these at any pharmacy to avoid bending. For Robert, this meant first clearing the path from his door to his bed, then from his bed to the bathroom door. Within an hour, he could walk safely through his entire bedroom. I felt like I'd moved to a bigger place, he joked, and my morning routine is so much more pleasant now. The beauty of this method is that it immediately reduces fall risk while giving you a psychological boost. When the floor is clear, the room instantly feels more spacious and manageable, motivating you to continue with other areas. Have you noticed how much better you feel when you can move freely around your bedroom? If you're going to try the upward spiral technique, type pathways in the comments and let us know which room you'll start with. Tip number 4, the nightstand reset. Doris, a lively 65-year-old grandmother, couldn't figure out why she wasn't sleeping well until we looked at her nightstand. "Good grief," she exclaimed. "There are 14 things on this tiny table, from medications to books, reading glasses to water bottles." Her nightstand had become cluttered command center. Sleep specialists have found that visual clutter in our immediate sleep environment can significantly impact sleep quality. Items on your nightstand can subconsciously remind you of tasks pending or create subtle anxiety that prevents deep, restorative sleep. This is especially true for seniors, whose sleep patterns are already more fragile. The nightstand reset is simple but powerful. Remove everything from your nightstand, clean the surface thoroughly, then return only these essentials. One reading material, glasses if you need them, a small lamp, and any critical medications. Everything else finds a new home. When Doris implemented this, she was skeptical it would make any difference. 1 week later, she called me excited. "I'm falling asleep faster, and I'm not waking up as much during the night," she reported. "Plus, I don't knock things over reaching for my water anymore." The psychological effect is remarkable. Your brain registers your sleep area as calm and purposeful rather than chaotic. As a bonus, having fewer items means less dusting and easier cleaning. Take a moment right now to count how many items are on your nightstand. Is it more than 5? That might be affecting your sleep more than you realize. Type sleep in the comments if you're surprised by how many things have accumulated next to where you sleep. Tip number 5, the 30-day box. Frank, a 77-year-old retired accountant, insisted he needed everything in his overcrowded bedroom. "I might need it someday," was his standard response when I suggested removing anything. His wife Barbara finally called me when they couldn't open their bedroom windows because furniture blocked the way. This just-in-case mindset is extremely common among our generation. Having lived through times of scarcity or being raised by parents who experienced the Depression, we developed habits of keeping things just in case. Psychologists call this anticipatory anxiety, the fear that discarding something will inevitably lead to needing it. The 30-day box strategy works wonders for this mindset. Get a large box with a lid. As you declutter, place questionable items inside. Things you haven't used recently but feel anxious about discarding. Seal the box, label it with today's date, and store it somewhere accessible but out of sight. The agreement is simple. If you need something from the box within 30 days, retrieve it and find a proper place for it. If the box remains sealed after 30 days, donate it without opening it again. Frank reluctantly filled a box with gadgets, old catalogs, and various useful items from his overcrowded bedroom. 30 days later, he had only retrieved one item, a special pen for signing documents. The rest, donated without regret. "I don't even remember what was in there," he admitted. which probably means I didn't need any of it. This method works because it addresses the emotional fear while providing a safety net. You haven't permanently discarded anything, but you've created a test period to prove to yourself what you truly need. Do you hang on to things just in case? Type box in the comments if you're willing to try the 30-day box method this week. Tip number 6. The one-touch rule. Virginia, the elegant 69-year-old, had a beautiful bedroom with one major problem. Clothing was everywhere. I pull things out to decide what to wear, then can't decide where they belong. So I just leave them, she confessed, gesturing to chairs, the footboard and doorknobs draped with clothing. This habit of transitional clutter creates what productivity experts call decision fatigue. Each item represents an unfinished decision, and these pile up mentally just as the clothes pile up physically. For seniors, this can be particularly draining, as studies show we have a finite amount of decision-making energy each day. The one-touch rule is simple yet transformative. Once you touch an item, you must decide its fate immediately. No putting it down for now or creating a deal with later pile. For clothing, this means when you take something off, it either goes in the laundry, back on a hanger, or in a donation bag. No in-between status. Virginia was skeptical, but agreed to try it for 1 week. She placed 3 baskets in her bedroom, one for laundry, one for dry cleaning, and one for donations. She committed to the one-touch rule and put sticky notes around her room as reminders. The results were dramatic. My bedroom stayed clean with almost no effort, she reported. And I felt less mentally foggy too. The science backs up her experience. Eliminating these small incomplete decisions frees up mental energy for more important matters. Start small by applying this to just one category. Clothing is usually easiest. Once you master that, expand to papers, books, and other items. The goal isn't perfection, but progress. Do you have temporary piles that have become permanent fixtures in your bedroom? Type one touch in the comments if this tip might help you tackle those decision delays. Tip number 7, the 5-minute flat surface rescue. Harold, a 73-year-old with a wonderful sense of humor, had lost all his flat surfaces to what he called flat surface syndrome. His dresser, desk, and even parts of his bed had become landing zones for random items. I need an air traffic controller just to find my wallet, he joked. This common problem happens because flat surfaces naturally attract clutter. Environmental psychologists explain that we're drawn to place items on horizontal surfaces as a form of temporary storage that often becomes permanent. For seniors, this creates both aesthetic and practical problems. Important items get lost, dust accumulates, and using these surfaces for their intended purpose becomes impossible. The 5-minute flat surface rescue works like magic. Choose one flat surface, set a timer for exactly 5 minutes. Sort everything into 3 categories: trash, belongs elsewhere, and belongs here. Be ruthless. Only items that truly serve a purpose on that surface go back. Everything else finds a proper home or leaves your space. Harold started with his dresser top. In 5 minutes, he cleared off 15 receipts, 3 pens, several coins, a week-old glass of water, reading glasses, and various papers. Only his family photo, lamp, and watch case went back on the surface. I couldn't believe it only took 5 minutes, he said. I'd been avoiding that job for months. The psychological benefit is immediate. You see progress quickly, which motivates further action. And maintaining these surfaces becomes easier once you've experienced how good it feels to have them clear. The key is doing this daily for different surfaces until all are rescued, then implementing a quick evening scan to prevent new accumulation. Harold now does a flat surface check before bed, which takes less than a minute but keeps his bedroom looking organized. Look around your bedroom right now. Which flat surface would make the biggest difference if cleared? Type surface in the comments and tell us which area you're going to rescue first. If you are still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment tip number 8 below to let me know you are here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Tip number 8, the closet color code. Helen, a stylish 68-year-old, had a beautiful wardrobe but couldn't find anything in her jam-packed closet. I keep buying new blouses because I forget what I already have, she admitted, showing me duplicates in nearly identical shades. Closet chaos is particularly troublesome for seniors, for several reasons. First, visual processing changes as we age, making it harder to distinguish between similar items in crowded spaces. Second, reaching and searching through densely packed clothing can strain shoulders and backs. Finally, the frustration of not finding what you want often leads to unnecessary purchases. The color code system transformed Helen's closet in under an hour. First, remove everything from your closet. You can do this in sections if needed. Then rehang everything by color, from light to dark, creating a rainbow effect. Within each color group, arrange items by type: sleeveless, short sleeve, long sleeve. Helen was amazed at the difference. "I found 3 black pants I forgot I owned," she laughed. "And now I can see exactly what I have at a glance." Beyond the organizational benefit, she noticed getting dressed took less time and caused less frustration. The science behind this system works with your brain's natural visual processing. Our brains recognize color patterns more quickly than styles or fabrics, especially in dim light. This arrangement reduces decision fatigue and makes coordinating outfits much simpler. For maximum benefit, add one more step: face all hangers in the same direction initially. After wearing and washing an item, return it with the hanger facing the opposite way. After 6 months, you'll clearly see which clothes you actually wear and which might be candidates for donation. Is your closet organized in a way that makes finding clothes easy? Or do you sometimes buy duplicates because you can't see what you already have? Type rainbow in the comments if you're inspired to try color coding your closet this week. Tip number 9, the memory box method. Catherine, a 75-year-old widow, couldn't bear to part with her late husband's belongings. His side of the bedroom remained untouched for 3 years, clothing still in the closet, reading glasses on the nightstand, even his slippers under the bed. "It feels like letting go of him," she explained through tears. This situation touches on the deepest challenge of decluttering for many seniors: the emotional connection to possessions that represent loved ones or significant life chapters. Psychologists recognize that objects can become powerful memory anchors, and the fear of losing memories if we lose objects is very real and valid. The memory box method provides a compassionate middle path. Select a beautiful container that feels special, a nice box, trunk, or decorative bin. Choose a limited number of items that most strongly evoke your loved one or cherished memories. Photograph everything else before finding new homes for those items. For Catherine, we created a handsome wooden box where she placed her husband's favorite sweater, his watch, their wedding photo, and a few handwritten notes. We took photos of his clothing collection, then donated the items to a veterans organization he had supported. His everyday reading glasses went to a charity providing eyewear to those in need. Having one special place for these memories actually makes them more meaningful, Catherine reflected months later. Instead of feeling guilty every time I looked at his untouched closet, I now have a beautiful box I can open when I want to feel close to him. This approach honors both your memories and your need for functional living space. It transforms the emotional burden of too many things into the comforting presence of carefully curated treasures. Remember, letting go of objects doesn't mean letting go of love or memories. Often, it means making room for new chapters while properly honoring the past. Have you struggled with letting go of items with deep emotional connections? Type memories in the comments if you might benefit from creating a special memory box for your most treasured possessions. Tip number 10, the out-of-sight zones. Alice, a vibrant 67-year-old with 5 grandchildren, had a lovely bedroom except for one problem. Storage areas had become so packed that closet doors wouldn't close and dresser drawers stuck halfway open. "I can't relax when everything feels like it's about to burst at the seams," she sighed. This hidden clutter creates what environmental psychologists call background stress. Even when not visible, we know it's there, weighing on our minds. For seniors, this constant low-level anxiety can impact sleep quality and even cognitive function. Plus, overstuffed storage makes finding what you need frustratingly difficult. The out-of-sight zone strategy addresses the clutter we typically ignore because it's behind closed doors. Start with one closed storage area. A single dresser drawer is perfect. Remove everything. Before returning any item, ask yourself, have I used this in the past year? Do I love it? Would I buy it again today? Alice began with her sock drawer. She was shocked to find 37 pairs of socks, many with stretched out elastic or in styles she no longer wore. She kept 12 pairs she actually liked and used, donated the good ones she didn't wear, and discarded the worn-out pairs. "I can't believe how satisfying it is to open that drawer now," she marveled. The key principle is creating breathing room in every storage space. Drawers should open and close easily. Closet rods should have space between hangers. Shelves should have room for your hand to retrieve items without disturbing everything else. Work through one hidden zone each day, and within a week, you'll feel a remarkable difference in your bedroom's energy. The psychological benefit is profound. When you know that even the unseen areas of your room are organized, your mind can truly relax. Do you have storage areas in your bedroom that stress you out whenever you open them? Type breathing room in the comments if you're going to tackle an overstuffed drawer or closet this week. Tip number 11. The legacy planning system. Edward, an 83-year-old former history professor, had an unexpected reason for avoiding decluttering. "I don't want to burden my children with sorting through everything after I'm gone," he confessed, "but I also can't bear the thought of them discarding things that might be meaningful to them." This concern is profound and common among seniors. We wonder, what items might have sentimental or practical value to our loved ones? What might they want to keep? Often, this uncertainty leads to keeping everything just in case. The legacy planning system transforms this worry into a meaningful family connection. Invite your children or other loved ones to visit or video call if distance is an issue. Show them meaningful items and simply ask, "Would you want this someday?" Label items according to their responses. Edward was hesitant but agreed to try this with his daughter during her next visit. To his surprise, items he thought she'd want, like his collection of history books, didn't interest her, while things he considered insignificant, his old fishing tackle box, held deep sentimental value. "I'd been keeping all the wrong things," he realized. For items no one wants but that hold historical or sentimental value, consider taking photographs and creating a digital or physical album. This preserves the memory while eliminating the physical clutter. The unexpected benefit Edward discovered was deeper conversations with his family. "Talking about these objects led to sharing stories my daughter had never heard," he said. "It wasn't about the stuff at all. It was about the memories and connections." This system allows you to declutter with confidence, knowing you're preserving what truly matters to your loved ones, while freeing yourself from maintaining items no one ultimately wants. Have you ever wondered what possessions your family might treasure after you're gone? Type legacy in the comments if you'd consider having these meaningful conversations with your loved ones. As we've explored these 11 decluttering strategies, specially designed for seniors, remember that reclaiming your bedroom isn't just about creating a tidier space. It's about creating peace of mind, improving safety, and even enhancing your sleep and well-being. Martha, James, Eleanor, and all our friends we met today started exactly where you are now, feeling overwhelmed, but hoping for change. Take a moment to look around your bedroom. Imagine how it would feel to wake up in a space where everything has a purpose and a place. Picture opening drawers that aren't overflowing, walking paths that are completely clear, and enjoying flat surfaces that showcase only what brings you joy. Which tip resonated with you most strongly? Was it the 10-minute miracle that makes starting manageable? The memory box that honors sentiments while creating space? Or perhaps the legacy planning that transforms decluttering into meaningful family connections? I'd love to hear which strategy you're going to try first. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's support each other in this journey toward more peaceful living spaces. If you found these tips helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel. Your support helps us create more content specifically designed to enhance life's quality for those of us with decades of wisdom behind us. And if you know someone who might benefit from these strategies, please share this video with them. Remember, it's never too late to create the peaceful, organized bedroom you deserve. Let's take that first 10-minute step together today.